Hello, this is Bad Accent Video Reviews, and today we are talking about Ciao UFO, the Hong Kong movie by Patrick Leung Pak-kin, which is currently screening in UK and Ireland cinemas from Friday, May 15th, 2026, courtesy of Central City Media. Ciao UFO took the 44th Hong Kong Film Awards by storm, netting accolades for Best Film, Best Director, Best Screenplay, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Original Film Song, essentially becoming the big winner of the night. In terms of production, however, the movie's path was not without obstacles. Premiering at the Hong Kong Asian Film Festival in 2019, it took 6 years before it finally received a theatrical release. The reasons behind its disappearance remain the subject of urban legend, but its current success can easily make one forget such questions. The story draws inspiration from an urban legend of a UFO sighting around 40 years ago at Hua Fu Estate, Hong Kong's first public housing complex designed with a self-sufficiency concept. On a stormy night in 1984, 3 children, Chan Chi-kin, Ho Ka-him, and Lam Ho-yee, witness a mysterious light piercing through the clouds above the estate, an event that eventually becomes part of the city's mythology. The moment defines their childhood, filled with wonder, imagination, and the sense that something extraordinary exists beyond the confines of their everyday lives. As the trio grows older, however, their paths gradually diverge. Chi-kin struggles through life's setbacks, attempting to rebuild himself amid the shifting economic realities of Hong Kong. Eventually, he meets an old classmate, Yan, and the two grow closer while his involvement with the stock market helps him rise financially, at least until crisis strikes. Ka-him, burdened by leukemia since childhood, drifts without a clear sense of purpose, essentially unwilling to grow up, thus embodying a generation caught in uncertainty. Ho-yee, on the other hand, appears to follow a more stable route, becoming a professional and preparing for marriage. Although her apparent success conceals deeper dissatisfaction, something that becomes quite evident early on, particularly in the scene where she applies for a position in a space program. Years later, the three reunite. Evidently, the sci-fi elements here are minimal, and even those function mostly as a metaphor for the dreams of Hong Kong youth who grew up in the 1980s, and how these dreams gradually crumbled due to financial crises and the handover. Overall, Patrick Leung Pak-kin adopts an intensely nostalgic, almost fairy tale-like tone, while grounding the narrative in socio-historical reality. The first part of the movie, where the protagonists are mostly children, immerses the audience in a richly textured evocation of 1980s and 1990s Hong Kong, presenting an endearing collage of cultural references, with the Tamagotchi moment definitely standing out, alongside communal spaces and everyday rituals. Hua Fu Estate itself becomes a character, with its modernist design and open spaces symbolizing a sense of community and possibility that now feels increasingly distant. The second half, however, shifts into a more somber territory. The protagonists' adult lives are marked by unfulfilled aspirations, fractured relationships, and existential fatigue. Their reunion ultimately functions as a delayed rite of passage, forcing them to reconcile their youthful dreams with the realities they have come to inhabit. The narrative avoids easy optimism, instead presenting hope as something fragile, contingent, and often intertwined with despair. In that regard, nostalgia here is constantly mixed with a sense of pessimism, which essentially permeates the whole movie, even despite the somewhat hopeful but not entirely reassuring ending. Also of particular interest is the character of Yan, who appears to live a high-class life but has to send money abroad to support her brother's studies, while the story subtly hints that she may be the mistress of a wealthy man, in addition to her relationship with Kin. This combination results in an appealingly enigmatic, yet quite realistic persona. The way her character and relationships unfold is among the strongest aspects of the movie, with Michelle Wai delivering a particularly compelling performance, further enhanced by her chemistry with Cui Tin Yao as Kin. In general, the acting is on a high level. Cui portrays the melancholic, handsome protagonist convincingly. Wong Yao Nam as Ka-him highlights his perpetual childlike demeanor with notable effectiveness, while Charlene Choi as Ho-yee eloquently conveys how the path imposed by society and her family leads to personal struggle. The child actors are equally convincing, with the same applying to those portraying the parents of the protagonists. In the end, Ciao UFO is an excellent mainstream Hong Kong movie. It is well directed, well acted, visually polished, and emotionally engaging.